Hello, and welcome to another episode of WildStar Housing Tours with your host, me, Garrett. I'm just going to send out a quick tweet. Can't even say the word. Just to remind folks that we are still giving away EU NACBT codes. And then we'll get started. Hello to those watching. Hey Samson, glad you can make it. Hope the hand is feeling better today. I know you had some fixings on it and it was kind of better, but I don't know if you're still feeling even better than before. Today we're going to be doing a hodgepodge of houses. It's a lot of it is just little details that I've noticed in some of the homes. Maybe they don't have like an expansive plot build, but they have little details that I think are unique to their place, good inspiration for those looking for ideas to add to their own home build. And just to show, especially beginner players, beginner builders, that that's a good place to start. Start small. You know, pick a little project that you like to try and go from there. So today we're going to start on Siren Cow's place. I'm going to go ahead and type that in. I don't know if anybody's actually going to join me on Dominion side. I get sometimes some visitors with Exile, but just in case, we will shout it out in the Twitch channel. I'm not sure how to pronounce the plot name. Ali Karen, maybe? Ali Karen, something like that. But you'll see that straight away, you notice there's not a whole lot going on, but you know, there's already some eye-catching elements that kind of sets it apart from other homes. So right away we have this cute little, let me just do another reload. I usually get in here a few minutes before I start the stream, and so it already starts lagging on me as soon as we get going. But here we have a kind of a, I don't know if it's a gazebo type of thing or just a sort of a monument or what have you, but they've got a lot of interesting pairing of elements here. We've got the bowl with a cap on top. Of course, they've added the extra little decoration of the Eldon holographic relic, I think is what the name of it is, which is interesting. If you're leaning more towards an Orin look, they have those, you know, those little Orin pillar and post things that you could pop on there. And then they use the, I guess it's the, gosh, I can't even remember the name now, the fancy bar, I think. It's a little more of a Dominion look, which suits because this is Dominion side, but it could also work for maybe an Eldon kind of build. You know, if you're using the goldish Eldon elements like this one. Not talking really particularly the green, but when it's gold, you know, that would work too. And then you got the, I think it's the Draken pillars and the Cassian floors with Orin floors underneath, just to kind of make that center one really pop against its counterparts here. Simple design, but very nice. Could work for a lot of different housing arrangements. Maybe you want to do up a fancy garden. If ever they give us these little hedge pieces that we can just, you know, make our own hedge gardens ourselves, hedge mazes and everything, this would work really well, as opposed to this. If you don't want the Granok for the Galeris wall version, this would be a good centerpiece for a little makeup like this. I've tried fashioning different types of plants to try and get some kind of a hedge going. One decor that might work in the future is the I can't remember what it is. I call it the cascading ivy, but I think it's like an overgrowth, or I can't remember what it is. It looks like cascading ivy. It's like, hanging ivy. I know that's not the name of it, but it's a new item coming along with the waterfalls and river and stuff. And I've kind of used it to kind of make my own hedges, but it's not as, trim and square as these. So if this could come as a decor item by itself, that would be lovely. But you could use this for a park, maybe a centerpiece for a town setup. You could make it bigger and have like an actual seating arrangement in there. There's all sorts of things you could do with something like this. So, when you visit someone else's home, it's really good not to just appreciate what's there, but to kind of think, well, how could I maybe use that idea or something like it in my own home, or, for a particular theme that I'm going for, that kind of thing. So the next part past this, it's already doing the laggy thing again. I don't know what causes that. If I knew, I would fix it so that it wouldn't do that anymore. Now, if I remember right, there's not actually anything in this, but I found it to be a cute and interesting little construction. You could use it as a garage, expand it and use it to cover your garden. You could just make a little visitor's cottage kind of thing. Tool shed, garden, not just the cover for the garden, but a garden shed to have it next to the garden. But I really like the roof that they use to give it the tile look. If you can see, if I can get a good shot, those are all books. It's just books that have been carefully layered in to give that really nice tiled look. It's an expensive use of decor because, think of how many books that is just to make this one little piece. So if you're going to try and set up a number of these little homes, or, do your own home, it would be kind of pricey as far as decor count goes. But what an awesome kind of tribute to this shape here. Yeah, we don't have the curves to go with it, but it's a really nice effort, I think. It's a combination of different floors and walls. Looks like a granite wall and Oran floor with Oran pillars. And then the, I guess it's the Dominion fences of some sort. I think that's the Dominion fence, and then over here is possibly the ornate fences, the ones got the wire spiky bits along it. And then, of course, the bottom being the obsidian rock. But I thought, even with this kind of an incomplete little deal, I thought that was a pretty amazing effort, trying to simulate that roofing, the tiled look, just using books. That's an awesome idea. And someone could come and see that and be inspired to try something along those lines for themselves. Probably using different materials, but it's those kind of ideas that really help to get your imagination going. I'm not really sure if there was anything inside, but we'll go ahead and look. Yeah, there's a few things. It's a really nice and cozy little home. They've got the I have no idea what all pieces are being used here. It looks kind of like a granite wall that's just been kind of sunk into there to do the top for the fireplace. I'm not sure what's doing the shiny, but I suspect a window, but it could be something else. It could be a metal table, flat metal table, kind of has that shiny look. Or it could be, one of these blown up and just having a part of it showing. But it's a really interesting little setup for their fireplace here. There's some metal-edged wooden blocks, the obsidian blocks on the bottom, and using the busts for the beams to separate the two areas. It's pretty nice. Let's see, what other nice lifty. I like these where folks come up with interesting ways to divvy up their rooms. A lot of times I'll come across an empty house and all it is just they've split up the one big room into like different floors and different rooms and added in stairways and stuff, and they have absolutely no furniture. But I love still looking at those because, you know, when you first come into your house, be it cozy sized or spacious or whatever, you're like, wow, this doesn't look very big. Or maybe you think it looks big, but then you can't figure out how to kind of split it up or anything. And it's really clever how some people decide to kind of separate things off. I love the use of these. I really don't know what decor item that is. I want to say it's one of those rock L tables, but I don't see the typical wood pieces sticking up, so it might be something else. But for the little, just a couple of steps, and then you have this little raised area that's kind of segregated off for the TV room, and just using a laptop computer for the TV, which is really, you know, it's, again, it's simple, but it's really, okay, so yeah, I bet it is the, there's those little wood sticks I was talking about. So I guess it is the Pell makeshift table or something like that. It's one of those. But it's a really cute little idea. I like that. Now you'll see they've carried this bust theme kind of over from the fireplace up to here as well, which is nice. It helps tie in when you have a house, unless you're specifically going to kind of segregate each room, like you have the red room and the green room and the blue room, which we've seen in the past in a couple of houses done effectively. If you're wanting to keep a theme throughout the house using specific colors like the red and the gold and the statues and those kind of things, those kind of elements, spreading them throughout helps tie those things in together, even if you're using a lot of different materials. And they've kind of done that with this. So here's a very small little dining area, the kitchen right there. Again, nothing, you know, overly outlandish. You know, there's not a lot of custom building, but I like the arrangement, separating the room off. You know, changing the tiles for the walls. It's always a good way to kind of help separate the rooms. The bathroom. And then we just go up the stairs. I love the stairs. I like it when the walk is smooth. If you have to jump up your stairs, then your spacing's off. You might want to tweak it a little bit. So here's another little, I guess, the library reading area, and they've gone ahead and done the fireplace again. It pretty much sort of matches the one downstairs, except the fire's a little different. This one's got the grating with it because it's a different type of fire they use. I think the one downstairs is the Falcon fire pit, and this one is a Draken fire or something. I honestly don't remember what it might be called. But still, it carries on with the busts and sort of the arrangement of how things are put in. A little different, but close enough that it helps tie it in. And of course, I love all the little extra doodads that they've put on the table, little collectibles and stuff. And then you have the bedroom. That's another thing. It's really, your stairs are fine. Yeah, I imagine they are. The ones that always, you know, make me fall, Samson. I fall off the very tip top just before I reach the end of it. Then I have to start all over. Those are not fine. But yeah, here we have the bed. Just a simple little thing. But I really like to showcase homes like this, to show people that I'm not just out for the full build shenanigans. I really admire those that can set their house apart by having the inside and the outside just fully decked out, you know, 1,000 on, you know, both ends. But these little details here go a long way to impressing as well. So that was Syrian Cal's Ali Karen place. Again, apologies if that's the wrong pronunciation. And yes, I am clumsy. I'll admit that. I should be ashamed to say that, but no. It's not that I'm proud to be clumsy either. It's just, it's a fact of life for me. True in real life as well. Okay, so let me do it this way. See if I get the right spelling first. Well, I think it's telling me the player does not exist. Let me try it here again. Just to be sure. No, it's not letting me. So let me go to the next one on the list. Probably should have checked it. Yeah, bones, that's a good term. Gravity poisoning. I'm gravity impaired is probably a better way to say it. This is Miss Cove Fraz's house. It's one of the few snowy houses I've come across on Dominion. In fact, they're pretty rare on Exile side as well. I imagine that's going to change once the Winterfest hits and everybody starts getting into the snowy holiday mood. But for now, it's partly probably because we don't have a lot of snow-covered decor that blends well with the theme like this. I've come across a few that have successfully managed to use other decor to kind of mimic snow. I've done it myself, so I know it's possible. It's just a lot of extra work, and it takes away from your decor count in which you would want to decorate with other things, so it's not up for everybody. But this is Miss Gov's workshop. I think we'll go inside the house first, and then we'll walk around the outside. I usually try to visit these places ahead of time and kind of get an idea, okay, what's like a good way to hit it, and you know, if I think the better stuff is inside, then I'll save that for last, kind of thing. It's no diss at the person that built this and thinking, well, the inside sucks, so I'm going to go there first. It's just I try to save the better for last. And while there are some nice little details in here, I think the stuff outside is a little bit more impressive for me anyway. But here's a nice little office. I've always been amused by this little two-bed chair thing with the little goals on the mobile here. I'd love to get that just by itself. But I don't think they added it. I think it comes with these cushions in here, and they've just added a few extras down below. Let's see. Very loaded dinner table here. I always kind of pay attention to these things here because a lot of times they will, you know, put things that you think, well, it must come that way, but it really doesn't. I mean, they had to put each individual piece of toast on the plate and just decide, okay, what's going to go there, what's going to go for my feast. I like those little things. I'm weird like that. It's like here, you know, what they've decided to slap down on the table here. I like to pay attention to that because a lot of times someone will work really hard on a particular little configuration of items, and people will just walk right past it and never even notice. And then they're like, you know, crestfallen because nobody even noticed it. And it's kind of a compliment, you know, if someone thinks that it just comes that way, but it's also kind of a let down a little bit because people are like, you know, wow, look at what they made, you know. It's like, it's interesting use of the glass here for, I don't know, it's supposed to be like a vacuum holder or, you know, holding that in place, got it contained. I'm not sure. Those glasses get used for a lot of things, a lot of fun things. So here we have what appears to be a dishwasher. So see, this would be something, others might just kind of walk past and not even notice it, but I see the little racks in there, all the glasses that they've got stored in there, the plates up top. And of course they got the clean dishes over here, but this would be the dishwasher. It's a really cute little setup there. A nice use of the table legs of that flat metal table that they got to kind of like it's a pull out kind of thing. Hey Shariel, welcome to the stream. Here's another nice little change up of the soda machines. They've got two of them back to back, and then they've got it set up as if it's a double fridge, which is really really nice use of it. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for the next time I want a really big fridge. It's a good good idea. Nice little shelves here, just some stairway landings sandwiched together to make this very cute little drawer cutting board kind of area. And then we've got the little bar section, if I can quit getting my character to walk on top of it. I like the little box. It makes it so that my chew isn't like, you know, too far down in there. So I guess the owner is a fellow chewer and he doesn't want to have to be hopping above to try and see his customer. Got that little box there so he can get up to it. A plushie collection, of course, always a good way of doing that. You can use the, you know, treasure piles, storage rooms. Those are good ways to. Oh, really, Cheryl? Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the guild. They're a good bunch. I'm glad that you had fun with them in the dungeon. It's always a good thing to hear. Do you remember their names? I could pass on the hello to them for you if you want. Yeah, we're a pretty mellow bunch. We do the raiding and the attunement and stuff, and so we all the time have groups going for dungeons and things. So you never know where we're going to be, but okay, look at that. They fashioned, it looks like little pencils and stuff out of little bits. I want to say that's supposed to be drugs. He's got his like cocaine, or he's like, I guess this is supposed to be the. Oh my gosh, if any kids are watching, please disregard this. I think that's supposed to be his little, I don't know, drug thing. The names sound familiar. It sounds like a few alt characters that they were probably leveling up or getting attuned. We've been doing a lot of raiding lately, and we had a few people kind of bow out, so we're having to look for some others to do some tanking and stuff. So they're probably practicing and getting their stuff up. But I like the idea that they've used different pieces for stuff, but I don't think that's a very appropriate thing to be looking at. We'll just kind of move on. That was funny. Yeah, censor the stream. That was bad. No telling what you're gonna find. You know, it's like the homes that are like titled Pleasure Palace or something. You're like, maybe I don't want to go there. So here's his little arsenal collection, kind of on his little board. And a variety of little things. I guess this would be his, where he plans his world domination or something. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to write those names down so I can pass on the word. And say hello to them, because I'm sure they'll be delighted that you enjoyed your time with them. Notice the stairs are just pillars. That took a lot of pillars to make that beautiful spiral staircase. I'm really hoping they decide to add some more staircase options, because that would lessen the work that we have to do. I've seen a lot of people use like I think it's the squid platform. It's got a spiral staircase, and people usually get away with using that in this situation. But when you want it to look different or specific, it's a lot tougher, and that's a lot of decor count to suck up just into the. Of course you would, Samson. You'd want to go to the Pleasure Palace. I'm pretty sure there's one called that on Exile side. There's several innuendo names on Exile side. Let me do another quick reload, just so it'll quit skipping. You guys might not find it annoying, but I do. So we got, just a couple of fab kits out here, but then he's added, his own extra little details. We got this little tiki bar hut thing with a little, I guess it's supposed to be his jacuzzi thing where he comes in and chillaxes in the hot cheese. I swear this looks like nacho cheese. He just needs some giant Doritos and we begin. But it's a good height for Chuas, so anybody else is probably like sticking halfway out. Not as cozy, comfortable as that. Got his little outdoor grill over here. I don't know if you'd really want to be out here with all the snow falling, but maybe if you're a polar bear. They have that polar bear club where they go in jumping and stuff. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I assume it's like a gun thing, but then it's like got a fuse, so maybe it's something else. Maybe it represents a flamethrower thing that he has, and he fills it up here. I don't know. But I like the little details of adding in the tank and the hoses and stuff. Here we have his little platform for his ship. Again, he's got a little bit of luggage here. I don't know if he's added anything extra in here. It doesn't look like it. I've seen a few, add chairs and other little computer doodads and things, kind of help dress it up. Yeah, it looks like a rocket thing, but I don't really know what it's expressly meant to represent. Platform looks empty. Let's go around this way. Again, I kind of know what's here, so I'm kind of avoiding it until the very last. I'm making you wait for it. You have to suffer through the rest of the stream just to see the one awesomeness part. So here we have another little setup. He's gone through the trouble of hooking up with the wire, so everything's connected. Oh, like the poor dude. I guess he's being punished with the gun. It's the firing squad kind of thing. That's a little upsetting. More so than the drugs in the house. I should have never mentioned that. Now that would be just, I imagine Samson's next build will be called Pleasure Palace, just for spite. So here we have the startings of his workshop. And right off the bat, I love the door. It almost looks like a bank safe. The way it's made, it looks like a vault door with the nautical wheel on both sides. It's a really fun way of doing it. I am not sure what he's using here to get that piece to look like that. Another wall or something, I don't know. I wish we had access to this sign. If we do, I have no idea how to get to it. I assume it's just through the AH if they happen to. I would assume if it's a vendor item, it's probably buying on pickup, so they can't actually sell it. But I would love to get my hands on that sign. So here we have what I think is the crafting station fab kit. Yeah, it looks like there's the rune thing and then the crafting table here somewhere around. Not letting me click it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of this is already pre-built, but it appears that some of this is custom, like this little press thing. Those look like the backs of like the portrait of Illumini things, that kind of deal. What it's supposed to press or why he needs a pressing machine, I don't know. Maybe it's the concept that he's making his own weaponry, so he's gonna, mold a certain kind of thing or something. I don't know. Same way with this. I think this is custom as well. Again, the purpose is anyone's guess. Other than the owner, he could maybe be more specific about what it's supposed to be, but maybe it's a replicator of some kind where they punch in the formula and it out pops whatever they're looking. An Orin press. Yeah, it could be that. So here's the little forge area, and I think, again, a lot of these pieces are already set up that way, but I'm pretty sure things like, well, I don't know. Maybe he added the hammer on here and the treadmill, maybe. I know he's boxed in the little protostar guy here inside this contraption. Why he's done that, I don't know. I guess he doesn't like the protostar guys, but I mean, you can still access it by talking to it, but he's got it locked off. Probably to make it less protostar-y and just kind of look more mechanical for his little shop. Let's see if I can fail miserably at jumping, apparently. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get a good shot, there we go, of the roof and everything, how he's boxed it in. And he's even added, I'm pretty sure these are added, I assume, these solar panels. Looks like some kind of lever things with the floors on top of it. Sorry about the constant reloads. It's just very annoying for me to have that laggy as it is. So here we got this little box, and you're thinking, what is that? And it's a little bathroom. Little outhouse thing. You've got all the stuff you need, towel, toilet paper, all that. Nice little makeshift door here. Just some, I think it's exile walls with, I feel a sneeze coming off. Excuse me. Pardon me. I think that's the first time I've ever sneezed on camera, but there you go. That's me sneezing. Anyway, the Cassian pillars for the handles, which I like. Interesting a way of kind of carrying on the winter theme with these Crystal Mountain kind of formations. And then you have his next part, which he's got the door closed here, which is a nice touch. I mean, it makes it look like, you could get in through here if you wanted, if he allowed it. But but then you've got this whole open garage thing. So you can see that there's two, let me see if I get a better shot. There's two entryways. One looks a little more narrow than the other. But the idea is that this would probably go right up, slide, or however it does, flip and turn and enter or whatever. But you can see the other one that's on the ceiling here, it's been already opened. And then he's got this awesome little, I don't know, reminds me of, what's that? Not Blade Runner, Mad Max maybe? Yeah, Mad Max. Something that they would build. This little truck thing. Very reinforced. It's almost like an armored truck for a bank or something. Lovely little headlights set up. It's basically Chua spotlights, I think, with the metal grate shelves placed over front, so they've got the little hatch marks. Tires and lots of reinforced walls, just all kind of patterned together cleverly. So you can actually go inside it as well. So he's got some seats. This is where you know, his troops would, you know, kind of sit, and then they get deployed to the back hatch or something. Yeah, the truck is pretty awesome. When I came here, I was like, yeah, it's not a bad plot, but it feels like it's missing something. Then I come to the garage and I'm like, oh wow. Totally cool. Got that big old laser thing on top. And of course here we've got, it looks like the little tire balancer thing where they fix it or something, and then, you know, maybe they check the air in it or whatever. But this one looks like it's like for when you need to work underneath the car. The way they've got this set up, it comes up on the ramps, you drive it up, and then I guess they would, you know, maybe have a lift or something. And then they've even got this little, you know, the little thing that the guy like sits on or something, or lays on, and he like rolls around underneath the car. It's got that. It'd be like a cool little skateboard. Woo-hoo. Just lovely little details like this. This is this is stuff I like. Notice he's got it so that, you know, you get the idea that this, I guess it flips up and locks into here. So if this door was open, it would be fashioned just the same way as the other one. Really cool idea. I have a guildmate that I suggested they set up a garage, and this would be a good inspiration for them. He needs more tools though. I think he needs like a table or a rack full of tools. That would be good. And then I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I guess it's like a back entrance. You know, maybe this will come in handy for when we get housing communities where things are kind of connected with other players. You kind of segregate your stuff off and, you know, make them give you the password or something before you open the big gate. It's a really nice arrangement of items. It's like magnetized container thing, the Dominion emblem, and I don't remember what these are called. They're available off the vendor, I think. Some kind of mystical pillar thing. But a really nice little arrangement. I like that. So that is Miskov Fraz's Miskov's workshop. That is what we call it. See, he's even got a little garden. Isn't that cute? Okay, the garden's been polluted with toxins, but I guess that would account for the glowing plants. It's mutant plants come alive with all the refuge he tossed there. But yeah, I like stuff like this. You know, little surprises. That's why I say when you go visiting houses randomly, give the builder the benefit of the doubt. Tour the whole place, because you never know what you're going to find. Let's see if I can get another one pop up. I'm glad I had several spares on here, because I'm not sure I got the spelling on that right. Apparently I do. Well, thank you for dropping by, Sherry. Have a good day. This is The Dominion Kingdom by Sir Voltroll. It's a very interesting name. Again, just when you come across a plot like this, it kind of looks a little haphazard at first, but if you take a closer look, you'll see there's a lot of things going on that they've taken care to give extra purpose to. I mean, they added this stair. That I don't think that comes with this little fab kit, just to kind of give it that little bridge thing going on. I want to say they even added the sign here, but I really can't remember what this thing looks like, because as I said, I don't use fab kits myself too often. I used to in the beginning, and it got to where I was annoyed because I couldn't modify most of them like I wanted, so I just ended up getting rid of them. And I'm thinking about using some for my new build, though. I love how these little ships, you can actually go inside them. Too bad you can't actually fly them or anything, but it's still kind of... So here we have, I don't know what this is. I honestly can't remember what all was in here. Looks like a public area, like a medical facility on one side, and like the showers and bathroom on this side. I like the little, you can see the nozzles up top. Looks like vent tanks, some sort, some kind of tank. Using it as the shower heads. And then you've got the little med bay here. Little lounge area. Some bunkers. Small little kitchen and dining area. Just some little basic stuff. Then you come out and here's where the laundry is. Just little details. I mean, everybody has, you know, things that they like adding to their house. But it's interesting to see how people decide to arrange it and everything. So off in the other corner, so that's kind of like, I don't know, a little community building with a hospital area and kitchen and stuff. Then we have this little church in the back here. Lovely little arrangement of the floors here with the golden arrow to kind of give it that little pop. And the fancy bars for the arches up top. Nice use of the windows for the sides. And I like how they've, you know, we have potted plants that we can use straight up, but I love when people make their own. So these are the Draken pots with the, I think it's emerald bushes, emerald something, emerald flower bush, emerald leafy bush, somewhere around there. If ever you get frustrated with me trying to name stuff, my all-time favorite site to kind of window shop for decor is livinginwildstar.com. Definitely bookmark that place. It is kind of sort of out of date, but he did add the majority of the pieces from the last big content patch. So it's fairly up to date. And and it's just an awesome place to go. So you can like use some of the keywords I use. I think emerald is one you could search up and it'll probably pop up the actual name. I think it's leafy emerald or emerald leafy something, I don't know. Here's a lovely little church setup, very dominion-y. There's no mistaking the faction here. Very bold and big. I love the columns. I'm definitely planning to use something similar in my future build that I will be starting up soon. Because I think it's clever. And basically, if I recall correctly, it's just 2 pillars and they're just slightly offset to kind of give that little design. You know, it looks really complicated, but it really isn't. You just center 2 pillars top one each other, and then you just turn one to a different degree, and you get that awesome little column kind of thing that look like Roman columns. Really nice little deal. Just walking all over the little seats there. So then we have another little fab kit area. I forget what this one is called. I think it's the party one or the festival, something like that. And I'm really extra bad about naming the fab kits because, again, I don't use them very often. Here's that same little chip that we saw in the other one. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've added anything extra, but it's still a nice touch that folks can find ways to incorporate those. I have yet to build anything that I can use those silly ships. I got tons of those things in my crate, and I'm not having luck with putting in any at all. So one thing I'd like to point out is the way that they've not only made this kind of unique little sidewalk here. If I can get my screen to quit wiggling around. You'll notice it's orange floors, but they've stacked them to give it that depth. So it's like 4 or 5 deep. So think about how many pieces that's using just for this little bit here. But it's a really nice little touch. It's paths like this are a real great way to help lead your visitors around. Whether it be that you have them follow the already given path that might be in the dirt itself, or that you give them one that you define for yourself, whether it be stones, you know, candles lining the way, or whatever. That really helps kind of guide. Of course, I didn't follow that at all because I had a specific way I wanted to show this off, but for a visitor, they would definitely know, okay, this goes here, and then that goes over there, and that kind of thing. Helpful. Especially if there's a lot going on in your plot. But I love how they've expanded their house, the original size, with these extra wings on here, and given them both, you know, extra purposes. Because this leads to another fab kit, the bank. So they've just said, well, I'm going to make this whole thing like a little treasure trove area. They've got a lot of their boss head kill things and trophies and special items that they probably had drop in dungeons and things that they are rather proud of. And this is, again, is a good way to showcase things that you can't figure out how to incorporate it into a specific theme of your build. Treasure rooms, little shelf collections, storage rooms, those are ideal places to kind of sneak those in without it looking out of place. So I think this just leads to the back area here. We got the boxing ring up there. We'll travel on up. What we got in here? Here we have a nice little interior meeting room, I guess. I know it's got a plate of food here, but to me it feels more like a meeting room. This is like where the head honchos come to kind of discuss some things. Again, it's got another way of showcasing some of the items that probably didn't fit anywhere else. Good use of decorating for that. I keep hearing a beep somewhere in the room here. I don't know if it's my husband's cell phone's talking to me or what, but it's starting to freak me out a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's not heard on the stream, but if you see me kind of looking around, that's what I'm doing, because I'm wondering where the noise is coming from. And hey Nilla, it's good to see you again. Thanks for dropping in. And yeah, it is good to kind of plumb it a little bit on Dominion's side, checking it out. I was one of my goals in the very beginning, but it took me so long to get this little critter up to 14. It's embarrassing because I don't know, I just couldn't stand to play it. I was saying the other day, I even forgot what class he was. I think he's engineer. Yeah, he's got little bot stuff, but I've just dismissed them because they're kind of annoying when you're walking around the house and pets keep popping up everywhere. So here again are those pillars, really nice columns. I love those things. And again, it's just a simple thing, just two pillars atop one another, and then you just twist one to get that little star design or whatever. Nice little hallway. And then of course, a lot of people will walk right past all of this and not even notice that this one's kind of like a secret entrance. The little lever here is kind of a clue, but again, a lot of people will walk right by it and not even bother checking it out. Those flags and some of the banners and stuff are really good for little hidden places because they have no collision in them, so you can walk right through it. So here's a little treasure room, sword and stone kind of thing. It's a really hunky sword. I think it's bigger than I am. Yeah, look at that. I could lick it maybe. I don't think I could lift it. Nice little sconces for the candles, little skull heads. Really good, you know, idea for someone that's looking for different ways to kind of decorate their creepy homes or something. Yeah, that's kind of how, that's the only reason he exists, is I want a way to access the Dominion side so I can kind of showcase their stuff. Yeah, hamster class. I really want one of these. I know it's Dominion style, but I really want one because I love the little letters sticking out of it. I wish, really, I just like some of the letters. I've been trying to figure out what that says. General something. General Pester something. Pester, I don't know. It's probably an actual Dominion character that's... I thought that was interesting. So here we're on the interior of the main home. I honestly don't remember what all is back here. I'm pretty sure he's got a lot of interesting doodads. I love the incorporation of this, I think it's the self-cleaning grill. It's the one without the pig. There's two different versions. One has a pig with it and the other one doesn't. And this is the one that doesn't. So I really don't know the specific name for that. Well, Sherry, I think that's just the PTR thing. I don't think it's meant that we can have access to all of the race homes. If it's true, great, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Because there's a lot of weirdness that they allow on PTR that they normally don't. Because it could be just that they want to make sure all of the homes get checked and tested, and the easiest way to do that is just make them available to everybody. Yeah, Bones, I think it is. I think it's the self-cleaning one. But I like the incorporation of it into the little cooking area and the little pitchfork and the steaks, and I just like those little bits. Very cute addition of the shelf above the stove here. A lot of people don't bother adding in extra details to this prefab little stovetop, but they went through the trouble. Again, all these little individual books that they put in. Of course, I think that's the alchemy set, but still, you had to add those bits in. Really cluttered up the sink. Look at all that mess. Forks and bottles and cups and pans. Has paper towel roll. I think that's the first time I've seen someone make a paper towel roll. I actually have one in my other house, but I have it. The one I have at home for real is one of those. It's a little, like a little bottom, and then it's got a rod, and then you just put the towel rack on, the towel roll on that, and that's how I set it up in my house. But I like this one too. Looks like just a wooden 2x4 stuck in there with the metal grates. And that's your paper towel dispenser. Look at this awesome little dishes tray rack thing for drying. A lot of pieces went into this. I mean, that's so much individual pieces used. I really like those little details though. Same way with the pans. It's got all these pans stacked up. Look at that huge box of cheese. All the cheese. Really nice attention to just adding in stuffs. It's, you know, a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel too crowded or anything. I like that too. Everything feels like it has its rightful place and purpose. You know, probably other people go, well, you passed right by this cool card table. This is a prefab thing, so to me that's not very impressive. Cool that they put it in, but you know, I like the other stuff better. It's like these shelves. He had to put all that, or I say he, it could be a she, but he says servo, so I assume it's a guy. They put in all of these pieces individually. I mean, there are a few stacks that probably came 3 or 4 books to a stack, but you know, these didn't. These are all individual. That might be a stack. That's probably a stack. But just, that's a full stack. But these are individuals here. Just crazy the amount of stuff people will put in. A little bit of a tight fit. The only thing I fuss about here is kind of a squeeze to get through here. And if you're an exile and you see these nifty little decor here, that's some Dominion only thing as far as I know. I think it's the Dominion Armoire. Something. I see that in a lot of Dominion homes. I think it's available on a vendor somewhere early on. I'll just keep zooming out. Just want to make sure I get all of the little bits. It's really bright blue, that armoire thing. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Armoire. The more I say it, the more wrong it sounds. Just like I'd love like these beer bottles as an individual decor. We have the gear trophy. But I wouldn't mind the little radio being separate too, and the papers, and this and that. And like I'm waiting for them to give us those sandwiches that they have at the crafting. I think it's the crafting station or the customization station. The kitchen thing. Do you mean the sink or the towel? Because I'm pretty sure the striped towel and the lop kitchen towel, I think those do come from the boxing ring fab kit. The sink probably does too, so you're probably okay if you go for the boxing ring. I actually should play that a couple of times to get some stuff, but I've been focusing on some other challenges. Look at all these weapons and stuff. That's All these shelves they've decked out themselves. That's a lot of decor. Knives and bombs and stuff. Yeah, see the little towel? I think that comes from the boxing ring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the kitchen sink comes from the boxing ring. Let me see if I can confirm that real quick. La 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 la. Doesn't stay. Let me try Jabbit-EU. My tried and true site does not give a clue, but I'm pretty sure. Alright, this one says it comes from a challenge out in the defile. Whatever that means. Doesn't say specifically which challenge, so I don't know. I could have sworn it was from the boxing one, though. Oh, is that where the wooden coffin comes from too, Nilla? Well, that's good to know. This seems kind of an odd combination of items coming from that fab kit. Wow, it gives all that stuff. So that's handy to know. So the boxing fab kit for all the goodies. Kitchen sink, the towels, the Gatorade machine, and the wooden coffin. So here's a nice little dual sink. The interesting little setup here. Using the bar as the backing for it, the empty one. And they've just added in all of these extra little details like the toilet paper rolls and the candle arrangement, flowers and jars of perfumes or something. And then in the shower head looks to be like a car-themed lamp they've opted to use. And I don't know what this little thing is. Is that like a... I don't know if we want to know what that's used for in the shower. Looks a little sharp. And here's the toilet. I love the little toilet paper dispenser here. This particular one actually comes with a dispenser, and I think a lot of people don't notice it. But that's what that is right here, is where you put the toilet paper in. And most that use this particular toilet, they will put the roll there. But they decided to put theirs on the wall. But I like the use of the Dominion conference table as the little dispenser. Oh, well, Samson, you better not leave him there, because any Ark ship characters that are like still on the Ark ship, they'll be bye-bye. They're going to be wiping those. So if you want to keep that particular one, you need to get it off of the Ark ship for sure. And yeah, I primarily play Exile myself. We're just on Dominion today to have a look around at the houses. We alternate each week. Next week will be Exile homes and so forth. I like to try and mix it up a little bit just to give everybody their fair share of you know, their day in the sun kind of thing. Look at all those bottles. There's a ton of bottles on here. I can't imagine placing each and every one. That would be a pain. So it's the cheese and wine rack here. I like the little pet bed. The cute use of the Dominion comfortable sofa bed thingy for his little pet slug here. Why you would want a pet slug, I don't know, but lovely little staircase here. It's not ideally spaced because I get stuck on it and I have to kind of adjust, but I like the use of the rugs as the kind of the red carpet treatment on it, and the candles lining it up. And those are just Exile shelves being used as the steps. Now notice they're using these orange easy chairs, but look how they've added armrests to them with the two pillows. Not an exact match, but it's kind of, it works, I think. It's a nice way of tying in the pillows from here to here. And then his little treasure pile there. Little snuggle area for watching TV. Just little additions, just the candles. Kind of sets a mood, makes it a lot more personal. Like a little love nest up here. All these wine glasses and lovey-dovey stuff. So that is Dominion Kingdom by Sir Voltrel. I hope I got everything. There's another Dominion-only thing that I can think of. I think it's the sword and skull. The mounted sword and skull. That would be a cool item as well. I am jealous of the Dominion. Oh. Oh, hush, Samson. I'm telling you, the stairs was not perfect. Quit picking on me. But yes, I am clumsy. That is part of it too. So yeah, that's Sir Voltrel's Dominion Kingdom. Just one more look at that grand. It almost looks like a palace kind of thing. So lavish and bright. Okay, and I think hopefully this one works because this is going to be our creme de la creme for today. This is, I think I forgot to type some of these names, but this is Alyssa Velia's place. Now, if any of you decide to get on to Dominion side for the Jabbit realm and later would like to see these homes, all of these homes that I tour on my Wednesday broadcast, they're all listed on the amazing Jabbit builders for Exile and Dominion. I have two different lists on the WildStar forums. In the housing section, and I have links to those threads right there on my Twitch channel page in the resources section. All of these homes are listed. They're all public, so as long as you have access to housing on either faction, then you should be able to visit them. If you do happen across the little error where you get player does not exist, that's usually just a temporary thing. It may last a few hours to a few days. But yeah, definitely take the time to check them out in person if you can. Same goes for Exile. Just thought I'd mention that because sometimes people wonder, you know, well, what is the names of these places? I usually mention it in the video too, but it's definitely some homes you guys want to check out. So this is Alyssa Velia's house called Clear Springs Livings. When I first heard the name, I thought it was going to be like a retirement home because that's kind of what it sounded like to me. And so I was a little surprised when I got here to find what I did find. Instead, it's more like not exactly slummy, but it's kind of like a seedier part of Thade. It's kind of got that town feeling. Exile chair on Exile chair. Doesn't ring a bell. Let me see. The Exile chair, I could probably show you on my own plot, but that's on Exile side. Hold on. I might can send you a link to yeah. See if this works for you. It's probably the easiest screenshot for it. That's off of the livinginwildstar.com site. Again, that's a great place to go and check out screenshots, and even they even have sometimes, not always, but sometimes information about where you can obtain the item, like if it comes from a challenge, or if it's a random drop, or if it's crafted or whatever. No problem where I guess it's weather. Anyway, so this is kind of like a town theme. Um, I know we have a lot of these around. But it's always interesting for me to see how uh, what they kind of fashion out of it, how they set up the little like faux doors like this. Here's like a faux door combination of the car-themed coffee table, and I think it's the um, metal divider. Give it that lit up window kind of look, like if there's somebody in the house. And I like looking at those things as well. I haven't built a town myself. I don't know. I find it amusing to look at how different materials get used differently by different people. There's a lot of different there, but so I'm just kind of gonna go around and check out what they've got here. So here we have some kind of a shop thing, and you can actually go inside this one. Fun. So here, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe it's a ticket booth, or someone's been bad and they, but it looks like this little red moon vent is actually kind of like where you would talk into it, and then the other person on the other side would talk as well. They got a little gun here, so it's like a security booth or something like that, maybe, since there is a lot of security as well. But then you come down here and there's all kinds of things. Got like just a pile of junk. I don't know if it's supposed to be storage or what, but they just got, again, this is, if you have a lot of items that you just don't, can't find a place for, a pile like this is perfect. But it suits this particular theme to do it like this in a big way, because it's kind of got that junky feel, like it's kind of like an abandoned corner of Thade or something, and this is, what you get, that's the end result. So they've got a lot of little throwaway items here, but I like the twig stuck out like it's a cigar, or the skull with the hat on it. Just little things. They had to carefully put this in. You'd think, oh, it's easy just to make a pile of trash, but it really isn't. Because when you turn things, they tend to have a lot of clipping involved. Because the stuff doesn't want to lay like it should. You have to physically turn it and tweak it and place it and squeeze it in there and size it just right, so that it looks like it's set up properly. So this kind of a trash layout, that's not easy to do. Trust me on that. Yeah, I don't know. Just a box sitting under there. This is one of those places that you would probably visit and then visit again and notice some things that you missed the first time. So I'm just kind of walking around the upper area right now. Now, when I came here earlier, I couldn't figure out if I could get inside here in any special way, so I'm kind of checking it out. Again, this seems to be like another little booth where you would have somebody behind there screening people as they come in. Maybe this is the little club thing. I don't know. Yeah, here's a little, like a little diner. How cool is that? A lot of different materials used. It's not just the same Chua stuff. It's like Cassian floor as well. pillars and stuff to kind of trim it up. Oh, is that what he's called? Wiggy Waggy? Oh, what a cute little chew name. Better than mine, I think. But yeah, you should get him to Ilium sometime, eventually. It took me a while to do it. Like I said, I prefer Exile, and I'm attached to my main, so I really had to force myself to play this little thing so I could get it all set up. But I love the countertop in here. Looks really sleek. I imagine those are posters, but I could be wrong. Could be something else. The bottom of something. Who knows what. Frustratingly, I can't get into the back to check out, but I'm going to try and see if I can see any details. Like, I like the faux door. Again, it's kind of like a traditional. It reminds me of Fade a lot, which is kind of weird since this is on Dominion side, but it's got that, well, we used whatever we could get a hold of, because there's a Chua pillar, and then you've got the Granite pillar, and then you have a Cassian pillar. It's like the door's just made out of whatever they could grab. I don't know what the handle is. Kind of looks like a banana from here, but I'm not sure. Can't get close enough to really eyeball it. Deck of plates. They had to put each and every one of them up there. Nice little view of the city area. A lot of stinky vents. I imagine this place is kind of smelly. With all the food smells and the waste smells and who knows what else. A lot of, pipes and bits really help box it in. Here we got another little place we can go inside. I love these little sneaky spots. This is a little bar, little dance bar. Looks like I want to say that's the string of a balloon, just because of the way it's moving. I could be wrong. It might be the sparking wire, but I really don't think the sparking wire moves like that. I suspect that's the bottom of a balloon that's just been super enlarged to give that pole there. And then of course they've got the blue light flare for the smoke. This is a cozy little bar. I like the use of the domes, or it could be cylinders, but I think there's domes just based on what I'm seeing here. To get that little tiered look for the stage and everything. So I know we have access to this area here, but I don't think there's anything that you can actually get into or anything on the side. But it does give you a nice little extra overview of what's going on down below. They really lit this up and made me think that I could go through here somewhere, but I just never could find a spot, so I have to assume it was just kind of a false alarm. So let's see, we went up here. Let's nice use of the ramshackle fencing. That's a really good thing to use if you're going for kind of like yeah, that's kind of how it is for me, Sherry. I want to play the Exile side. In all honesty, I was going to play Chua from the get-go, but they can't be Stalker, and that's the class I really wanted to go with, so I went Exile, and now all of my time and effort has been put in on Exile side, so I just don't want to switch me. I like the trash can. Notice they've got the witch's brew underneath to give it that smell effect, the little pot there. And they've added in all this little trash cheese and the cups, and so you got this nice little smelly trash can going on. Little things like that, that's just awesome. Really sells the whole idea of what's going on here. Now the little trash pile. Looks like a caged robot back there. And I don't know what that is. It looks like a big egg, but I think it's an occupied totem, just the top of it. So here's a little control panel for the house here. We're just gonna zip right on in. Notice they've got the, I guess it's the body scanner or something as the doorway here. Kind of dress it up a little bit. Nice use of the lighting to kind of bring attention to the door as well. Yeah, that's exactly how it is for me, Sherry. It just kind of, you start making your bed and you just don't want to leave it. So I went ahead and come in here because most of this is set up in a way, it just implies that there's a lot of rooms. So most of it is faux, like these doors here. It's just faux doors. And it's basically, it looks like poster framed by some pillars. And then the handle is the handle of the vintage beer mug. Just flipped on the side. And then they've got all these little control panel security locks or whatever on the doors. And they've just got a number of these throughout the house here. They've got a few other details to kind of dress up the place, but a lot of it is just these faux rooms. Like the little meat on the plate there. Again, this kind of gives the impression that, you know, maybe there's another room here. I like the staircase, big and bold with the Cassian pillars, the framework. And again, here we have faux doors. And it just, like I said, it gives that impression that there's a lot more to the house than you're seeing, which there really is. There's a lot of space here that they've just boxed off, and they've just done it on purpose. It's a good way of implying that there's more to the house, but kind of reserving their decor count for other things that they might want to dress up. In my opinion, Celia, the population is good if you're on exile side. Dominion side is a little bit lacking in that department, but they're anticipating that both sides will get a big rush of players when a free-to-play hits. You know, when people ask, well, which side should I go on if I'm going to join in? Go on which one you think you're going to enjoy playing. Check out the races and find the race that's suitable for you. If it happens to be Exile, fine. If it happens to be Dominion, great. To say you should do this side or that side, I hate doing that. I hate doing that for class suggestions, path suggestions. Go with what feels right for your gameplay. If, you know, playing a little rat is up your alley, then go with the little rat. Who cares where the players are? Of course, I know a lot of people say, well, it does matter because, you know, maybe I want to raid and there's no raiding guilds here and there. But if you let it completely govern where you go, then those areas or sides that aren't currently that strong in that department never will be. You know, there has to be people willing to go to that side, even if it's not going to be optimum in that regard. A lot of people prefer lower population areas as well, because then there's less fighting over resources or mob kills, that kind of thing. I imagine the beginner areas are going to be really loaded in the beginning when free-to-play launches at the end of the month. So some people have been suggesting for folks that are already in the game to, you know, kind of not rush through it, but kind of get themselves Well, I hope you do, Celia, because I really think WildStar has a lot to offer, and it's just been a shame that so much effort has been made in trying to deter people from giving it a try in the past. That's not the case now, I don't think, but in the past there were a few tidbits that really kind of pissed people off, and they just decided to make a campaign of bashing the game. And uh, I don't know, people will do what they want in the end, sort of, but there are those that kind of follow the crowd. You know, they hop on the bandwagon. If everybody goes, you know, we should, you know, veto this, or you know, rally together and, you know, refuse to participate, then, you know, even though those people, other people might actually enjoy it, they just kind of go with the flow. And hopefully folks are willing to give it another shot if they, even if they tried it before and left it for whatever reason. I myself, I've been here from the get-go, and I haven't regretted a moment. I love the game. Yeah, this is one game. I play WoW, I play Diablo, I play a lot of other games. This is the only game I have yet to turn the music off. All the other ones I've muted it, because I don't know, it becomes, you know, maybe if I've listened to it, this one for 8 years, I'll end up muting it down the road. But for now, I love the music. Of course, currently I have it turned down so I'm not distracted by that while we're touring, but that little trash pile. I like these little trash piles. I don't know why I'm kind of freaked about those, but again, faux doors, trash piles, little mop, and an actual room that we can go in with the faux door kind of open. But yeah, when it comes to faction, class, path, costume, whatever it is you're going to ask your opinion, go for what you enjoy. We have that question pop up in our guild a lot because we do some raiding with our guild, even with us being casual. And we often have a lot of newcomers come in and say, well, what does the guild need? Do we need more tanks? Do we need more of this? I hate to say it, but really that shouldn't matter. You play what you want to play, because if you're forced or steered toward one direction or another, and then you end up, it's going to be worse if you end up regretting it. Because if you really don't want to play a tank, don't offer to be one. You know what I'm saying? Just play what you want, and things will come your way. Yeah, Sherry, the way I understand, they've been doing in truth, they're always doing optimization tweaks throughout, but I think they set up a really big amount of that recently, and they're hoping to alleviate a lot of issues people have been having. I can't say that it will be a guaranteed improvement for everybody, because everybody's setup is different. I know that's been a real pinching point for a lot of people in the past. I loved how this bed is set up. If you're looking, like the tires are, you know, propping up the one end and the box is on the other end. Just a hodgepodge of stuff. I like that. Really makeshift to the extreme. But yeah, you know, I want to say give it a chance. And with it going free to play, more people will be willing to give it a chance, I think. And I think that's the big thing, because I think a lot of people were hesitant to subscribe without really knowing for sure if they were going to be happy with the product that they ended up with. Yeah, I don't know. It could be a bit of a question mark still. I really don't know. I know they've been working on optimization regularly, including even now, and I'm sure they will continue to do that over the next months, years, and everything. Well, I actually play on with an AMD-based machineware, so a lot of the issues people talk about, I don't notice myself. I do have the little lag that's in the housing section, and I think that was just with the last patch that was introduced. But I'm admiring the shower head here, even though I can't get in there. I'm trying to get a good look at what's going on. It's like it's going to suck you up when it sprinkles you with water. The little sleeping bags for the towels, a nice bit. And notice they stuffed actual things inside the cabinet here. A lot of people don't bother with that. I've even got into trouble putting things in the shelves, the drawers here as well. Yeah, I don't know what that would be, why it would be after the mega server stuff. It could be some little behind the scene thing that they switched or tweaked, and it's just not agreeable for everybody. So that's the interior. I think I visited all. Maybe did I miss this one? No, we went in here. And we went in here. Yeah, okay. So we've got all of the interior of the main house. So we still have some exterior to visit. And I know there's a lot of it because I come here earlier and I was like, uh-oh, this is gonna be one of those plots I'm gonna get lost because there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's see, did I go down here? I don't think so. This is the little bar area. I like how they've kind of inset the speakers into kind of like the framework of the little room here. These lights don't really give off much light. The chandelier does, but these don't, which is weird. Because you think these would really give off a lot of light because they're bigger, but nope. It's one of them things, I guess. Okay, so then we come to this area. Now this is one of my favorite spots here. A little trap with the cheese there. But this is I think it's the Hot Springs fab kit. It might be a different fab kit with the water, but it's one of the water ones. This is where they got their laundry all hanging up. So they got the little tub here and folded clothes, but they got the laundry attached to the tree here, all set up with the hat hanging on it. And if you go off into the water, there's all this like garbage that's ended up over here. There's leaking barrels and treasure chests, and I want that fish as an actual pet somewhere. But it's like their little refuge, and then they're washing their clothes in it too, and that just looks bad. I see this little fuel tank here. Fuel can or whatever. It's just kind of messy. And you think, okay, that must be it. It's all boxed in. It's pretty straightforward, but no. If you look over here, where the little hazard cones are, you see there's a tunnel, and there's some secret stuff. Secret tunnel that I'm going to get lost in. So again, I'm admiring the junk. I like the junk. See if I can get through here. I only made this part way, so we'll just kind of have to. Okay, which way? Okay, left. We'll look. So there's a little drill bot digging in the dirt. Got it nicely caged off where you can't go up in there and investigate further. But he's in there working, repairing the hole, clearing the hole, making more tunnels, I guess. Let's see. Let's go straight, I guess. I think this is the one that I couldn't get up in. Yeah, it looks like it's like goes on, but it's just capped off, so it's kind of like a fake, a dead end kind of thing. So that just leaves us this way. Let's see. You guys are going to have to remind me of where I'm at, because I'm going to get lost in here, I know it. Excuse me. I need a drink. I've been talking and talking. Okay. So here you come to a room that's kind of got the impression that there's a lot of little tunnels going on, but most of them are kind of capped off. So we have this little area here where he's got the ladder on it. And you can actually go up above. We'll save that for later. We've got some more to kind of look around. Just remind me to go up there. So again, little trash piles. Little creepy spider eggs sitting there. But then we have another little tunnel. And I love the little water drip here. You watch. It's from an enlarged kitchen sink, I imagine. It could be something else, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So we go down this way, and we come to another dead end. But you see it's kind of overtaken by spiders. So that tunnel's no good anymore. Got all those spider eggs and stuff. And we go back on this tunnel, go down. And we got a little fire going on. Someone burning the furniture. That's a dead end. And then we come to another crossroads. So we've got the dead end here. And then down this way. Ah, here we go. Here's another little strange little thing. It looks like we've knocked off the grate covering the vent there for the tunnel. And got this neon light showing, kind of light it up. And then we got this strange little room. Gonna do another reload. And I got to thinking, this must be the city dump or something, because there's all this garbage in this big container area. But if you look, and I suspect, if I'm guessing right, this used to be the pool, because this looks like a little the lifeguard seat. He's got his little drink here and his stuffs, and that's what's left of the pool. The poor little pool. Look at all those wine bottles down there. So he's just dumped all his junk off in here. There's just tons of stuff. I couldn't even name everything that's in here. I mean, I probably could if I really went through it one piece at a time, but that's a lot of junk. Yeah, so see, I think this was the pool, because this is the hose you'd fill it up with, and the little lifeguard chair, and now it's in disrepair and just being used as a dump site. Now, I couldn't figure out if there was any way of getting else out of this room, so I think I'm supposed to go back the other way I came, so then we'll go in that little hole up above. So I need to go back up the tunnel, or down the tunnel, up sideways the tunnel, somewhere around there. I apologize that, if it's too dark, that's just the lighting that they have chosen. Okay, so we're back in this room, so we're gonna go up. And over. Voila. A nice little hidey hole here. Got his clothes, his little bed, the little lantern. It's actually probably a light that's on a big pole, and they've just got the little lantern showing, because we have a few lanterns, but I think it's like a green one and a red one, and that might not always suit everybody's taste as far as color and everything. And then he's cooking some of those spider eggs that you can find down here. That's pretty creepy gross, if you ask me. But there you go. I think that's all of the little hidden nooks and crannies. I hope. Like eggs on this thing and some moss growing. It's little touches like that that really help sell this particular kind of theme. Really just messy and overgrown and kind of abandoned. I don't know. Let's see. This way? Ugh, I can't remember how I got out. Ah, yeah. Here we are. So there you are. This is Clear Springs Living. I guess it's kind of a contradiction in terms there, because it's not Clear Springs anymore. It's like Filthy Mud Hole or something. It's been, mistreated. Just didn't take care of this place and it's kind of gone to the dump. Pretty bad. But I really like visiting these little town scenes because it's always fun to figure out what they're going to put together, how they put it together, how they incorporate some of their fab kits and things. I imagine the tunnels that they have set up once free-to-play happens and we get the larger plots, they may be tempted to expand upon that and maybe have like a secret fight club or something out there where you kind of meander into it or something, or who knows what. But that was by Elisa Velia. I think it's Velia, one of those. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little peek at Life Dominion style. Always fun to check out as many homes as you can for ideas, inspiration, pure entertainment, and not all on the Exile side that we have some awesome stuff to look at. Dominion has their fair share as well. Hopefully, as free-to-play comes and more people start kind of sneaking into the game, and especially once free-to-play goes live, I expect a really big push of new homes. And I'm really excited to see what folks have in store for us as far as that goes. And I know there's a good many builders that already have current themed plots that are planning to either refurbish their homes when the free-to-play comes, or just completely redo it altogether. Because they're wanting to incorporate a lot of the new decor, like the waterfalls and the river and some of the new stones and things that you can get, the snow-covered trees and all that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what folks come up with that has to do with our in-game events that are coming up. We've got Shades Eve at the end of next month. And then come December, we'll be having the Winterfest Gala hosted by WildStar. So it should be some interesting stuff with all of the decor items that are going to be coming out of that, plus any additional ones we get and other things. In October, we also have the hoverboard Z-Pre invitational thing to go through, which brings us some interesting effects decor, like the lightning strike and the blazing trail of fire. So that should be really interesting to see what people come up with and how they're going to incorporate those new items into their current builds or new builds. I've already seen some experimenting on the PTR. And speaking of which, Katia, the one that does the housing builder toolkit add-on that you see here, she is currently working on, she's already got a way that you can save sets of decor. You can select, say you have a makeshift chair and it's made up of 6 individual pieces. You can actually click each individual piece, get it listed here, and then you can save it and duplicate it if you want. Have it saved in the add-on on one plot, and apparently you can go to a different plot and plop it out there. You just have to make sure you have all the pieces already in your crate. So if it takes 4 2x4s and 2 pillows of this and something else, and you have to make sure you have all that, your shopping list done, and then just say place and it'll do it for you. On top of that, she's working on setting up a way to have it remember the entire plot, everything you have placed. I don't know how she's making that work and how soon it will be available, but I think her goal is to get it set up before free-to-play hits, with the anticipation that folks will want to go ahead and start working on their free-to-play plots in the PTR, and then they'll be able to just save it from there and then place it onto their live plot once free-to-play hits. So that would be really, really interesting. Yeah, Nilla, this is an excellent, excellent add-on for builders. If you're really into anything building, like staircases, it makes that so much easier. You can have it remember and just it offsets it for you. It has the copy clone tool, which is excellent. I use that almost all the time. And now with the set manager edition that she's recently started incorporating, it's become a heaven send if you have a custom built chair that you want to have like 3 or 4 of it, rather than trying to build each chair individually, piece by piece. You can make one and just copy it and paste it into the next one. Yeah, I've been using it a lot in Thove's plot. I'm getting a little more comfortable with it. There's still some things I'm not really good with the difference button option for that. But I do use the D shift a lot, and the fixed chairs is handy when you're trying to host an event and some of the chairs are kind of acting a little weird. You just hit that button and it fixes them all for everyone that's visiting your plot, that kind of thing. But really the big thing though for that's coming for her is that she's working, I think she's planning to put it into a beta phase this week, in fact, is to be able to copy the entire plot. So that means not only could you start your new build on the PTR if you have access to it, and then just bring it over to live when it happens, but that means also, like, say you have a favorite winter build, you know, if maybe you have a toy shop or something, but then you want to change it for summer or for another season or something. You just feel like but then later you decide, well, I wish I could bring my original, you know, winter theme plot back. Now you can, or will be able to, is more accurate. I think that is the plan, that it will remember all of that. How it's going to work as far as, you know, how do you remember what all the pieces you used or not, is another story. I really don't know how that's going to work specifically, but it should be interesting to see how she works that out. I don't know if it'll print, you know, somehow you can print out a list of the shopping materials that you need, you know, to make sure you have everything in order. It used to be that the copy clone tool would actually clone it directly from the housing vendor. Say it was a 2x4. If you said you wanted to copy clone a 2x4, it would buy it for you if you didn't already have it in the crate. At the moment, I haven't updated my add-on recently, but at the moment it doesn't work that way. You have to have it already in your crate before it will clone it for you. But I think the idea is that it will buy it straight from the vendor itself. But for like items that you know, actually have to buy or obtain in other ways, if you don't already have them, maybe it, you know, will leave that spot empty and fill in this other stuff around it, and then once you get it, you can place it in. I don't know how this is going to work, but it's going to be interesting. She's really done some amazing work with her add-ons. She's even working on something called Wild Ball. It's her own version of like a soccer game on housing plots. But you know, a lot of that is planning, testing, a lot of time consuming bit on her part, trying to get it all working properly before she releases it to the public and everything. So, but I'm, you know, got my ear to the ground listening for when she has that ready. But I'm really anxious to see how the full plot set saver will work. Just how feasible it is, how easy it is, you know, what kind of glitchiness it might have, that kind of thing. Because, you know, with anything, there's always going to be somebody that does something and it kind of like freaks the builder out or something. But Yeah, I've really been impressed with her stuff, and I always try to promote it when I think of it, because um, really it's almost a must-have kind of thing, especially if you do a lot of building, um, uh, especially custom building. You know, if you're just placing out decor as it comes and just setting it in, arranging it, you know, nicely, that's a type of building. But I'm talking more specifically custom building. If you're really setting up your own staircases and walls and everything from scratch, more or less, this tool is really basically a must-have. It's a real big time saver on a lot of things. And of course, she's always open to suggestions. If there's something you'd like to see her try and add to the tool, I'm sure she would love to hear from you. You can leave her a note either probably on the forums or via the Curse page where you can download the add-on. Yeah. A lot of people have taken a break on purpose from housing. Once they heard that there was going to be some major changes coming, they kind of went, whoa. I don't want to spend time on it if it's kind of going to mess it up. And my plan is as soon as I'm ready, I'm going to clear the plot on my main land, and then I'm going to start in the bunker house, because it's really the exterior, the actual yard area, that's going to have the most drastic change to it. It's going flat. There's no more contour to the ground. The teleporter's being moved, and the land is being expanded. So I'm going to start down the bunker house, which essentially isn't changing at all, so that whatever I build now will still be there when the free-to-play transition hits. And then once it hits, then I'll be more comfortable tinkering around upstairs, but I'll probably start down inside the bunker house. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm excited about finishing up Thove's place. I had a big long meeting with him this morning, and we went over a lot of extra details. We're getting close to his limit cap, though, the decor cap. I think last I checked, we were 845, something around there, of 1,000. So I don't have a whole lot left that I can squeeze in, but I think he's set it up so that he's wanting me to use every single piece I can to kind of get as much detail as possible out, with the assumption that down the road he will probably expand his decor storage and be able to flesh it out even more later. But going to try and get it all as much situated and sorted and finished looking as I can before calling it done. You know, a plot's really never done. You always want to add something, change it, or, you know, whatever, because there's always new stuff coming out, and you'll think, oh, I know a perfect place for that. I got to, you know, include it in my build and that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's it for today. That was Dominion houses galore. I'm going to have to try and remember who all we visited so I can be sure and note that in the archive of the video. Oh, thank you, Nilla. I appreciate that. He seems pretty happy with it too. You know, it's me working for someone else, you know, trying to build them something, so I'm a little bit more critical. I think, oh, this looks awful, and he's like, that's amazing. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Thanks, Nilla. I appreciate you dropping by. Same for everybody else. I think Samson fell asleep, but yeah, I appreciate the views, the follows, spreading the word. If you know people that are into housing that really want to just kind of chit chat about it, you know, with someone else that appreciates the housing stuff, you know, send them on over. Oh, well, welcome back, Sherry. I'm sorry that you got disconnected. I don't know what you mean by on the road, though. Are you actually driving while you're watching this? That's not good. But yeah, spread the word. And of course, if you know of anybody that's looking for an NA or EU CBT code. I do have a few more EU ones that I can pass out. I've got a lot more NA ones because typically I don't have a lot of NA viewers drop by just because of the hours that I stream. But if you know of anybody, have a friend, have a guildie, or somebody that's looking for access to the PTR, send them my way because I'm more than happy to pass out the few remaining codes that I have. Oh, well, okay, Samson. You're multitasking, I guess. Listening to me drone on and on about nothing and working on some other stuff. It's probably leveling his Chua is what it is. But anyway, yeah, so I still have the codes to pass out. And of course, I've got the different projects to. Hey, look, it's the owner. Probably wondering what in the world are you doing here. Anyway, I think that's it for today. And tomorrow we'll be back probably to finish up some more bits on Thove's plot. I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of this week, so we'll see how it goes. It depends on if he can get a hold of everything that we're thinking that we're going to need to use. There's a few items that he's going to have to kind of grind up, you know, either find on the AH or have lucky drops or something like that. So I don't know how long that may take, but essentially I'm going to try and have most of it done by the end of the week because, as I said, I'm really stoked about preparing my own plot. The intention is I'm going to set it up for a guild event for the end of next month in celebration of Shades Eve. So I'm wanting to get mine set up and going before long. So because the more time I have to work on it, the better chance I'll have of actually finishing it in time. Because I don't want them to come onto a plot that's just got, you know, just a few things sitting in the middle. I want an actual, you know, place that they can come and sit and enjoy the event and everything. So, but I'll be talking more about that and the plans and everything. I decided to go bye-bye. Anyway, again, thank you guys for dropping by. It's always great to have some interaction with the chat. And I hope you can join me again sometime. Again, I'm here every day through the week. But Wednesdays is tour days, so it's kind of extra special and a different time. The others are usually in the mornings. This is more in the afternoon, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. But good luck with your own housing projects, and I'll see you guys later.